gives here. In those first 3 rounds when Hearns was nailing, Hearns was giving Barkley lots of good lateral movement, but still setting down on his punches. And I think I might see some swelling around the left eye of Barkley. See, this movement from Nunn is a real problem for Barkley, even just a little movement. Nunn slipping the left hook by Barkley. Body work by Micheal Nunn. As I said, both he and Barkley are superb to the body. It's a rough fight. Nunn hitting a couple times after the bell. Barkley holding and hitting a little bit. Nunn laying on the ropes. And Barkley having a hard time getting to him. Nunn with his hands at his waist against the ropes. Barkley ripping on the inside. Nunn with his uppercut and hooks. The hand speed of Nunn evident here in these exchanges. But he's there for some hooks by Barkley. They are waging this battle right now on the inside. Nunn choosing to smother the punches of Barkley, and Iran trying to find some punching room so he can land that left hook. And good uppercuts by Barkley. Barkley showed that punch against Roberto Duran. There's the hook to the body by Barkley. He's got a good one. The Nunn jab, not as crisp as it has been in recent fights, but it's still getting there. The uppercut by Nunn, a big weapon. You saw it there. And Barkley, when you lay on the inside against Iran, you're going to get body shots, and that's what Nunn is getting right now. And with just under 20 seconds left to go in round 3, not as wild a round as the first 2, but still lots of action. And Barkley concentrating on the body, Nunn headhunting. Although there is Nunn going downstairs. That'll do it for round 3. This one is scheduled for 12. Barkley pressing the attack as he always does, and Nunn moving backwards against those ropes. Carlos Padilla will have his hands full in this bout. Barkley doing a little holding and getting a warning by Padilla. Padilla reaching in and pushing the glove of Barkley down. Big right by Barkley. And a left. Nunn using the jab, but he has been nailed with some pretty good shots in this 4th round by Barkley. Keeping his hands down is Micheal Nunn, and I'll tell you, that has created some problems for Micheal, keeping those hands down. Now the ropes, as I noted earlier in this bout, are quite loose. Micheal Nunn is using that to his advantage by leaning back and helping to absorb some of the power of Iran Barkley's blows. Could that become a safety factor and somebody get thrown out of this ring? That's very possible. Barkley has not fought since February 24th when he lost that match to Roberto Duran, and Nunn has fought only 1 round during 1989, that against Sambu Kalambe back in March. Contrast that to other years when Nunn was averaging about 7 or 8 or 9 fights a year. So he will fight less in 89 than he's ever fought. Nunn using his jab. The fans chanting, I think they're chanting for Iran Barkley. So Barkley the underdog, and the people tend to root for the underdog. And they are rooting for a little bit for Iran Barkley, even though you can see a good contingent of West Coast fans here for Micheal Nunn. Not as many as we normally have seen in Las Vegas for him. Barkley missing a lot. Nunn not landing as sharply as he was in the first couple of rounds. The conditioning of both these boxers impeccable. They are always both in terrific condition. Jab of Nunn gets through. Nunn digging to the body. Certainly Nunn had hoped that he could open up a cut on Barkley. It hasn't happened yet. And Iran Barkley had some surgery on the scar tissue that he had over his eyes. Hasn't bled since then against Roberto Duran. And maybe that problem is all taken care of. Eddie Aliano looking closely at those eyes.
You pulled away. You didn't throw that right hand out there. I told you to throw that right hand out to the side. Don't hesitate. Throw that right hand out there and bang with it. Understand? Yeah. And put them together.
Mouthpiece, you may have it.
Well, an interesting contrast in those two corners. And that is the trademark of the Micheal Nunn corner. Joe Goosen, primarily the only voice, always calm. They're trying to pump Iran Barkley up a bit. Among the voices you heard him there was Ahmad Bey, a gentleman who is well known in the West as he was really a gambler, an ex-gambler who bet on a lot of fights in Las Vegas. Was taken into the Barkley camp as an advisor for this fight, as strategist, because he had seen Micheal Nunn so much. Nunn using his jab and his uppercuts very well now against Barkley. It's almost as if Nunn took the last round full off a little bit. And now in the fifth, he's picking up the pace.
Keep that pressure going. That's it, Iran. That's it, baby. That's it, Iran. That's it, Iran. Back him up. Good, Iran. Back him up. Good, Iran.
Iran Barkley has probably fought the toughest competition that anybody in the middleweight division has fought. Among them, Roberto Duran, Alajide he beat, Hearns he beat, lost to Sambu Kalimbe, fought James Kinchin in the fight he won, beat Mike Tinley. Good uppercut by Nunn. So he has been in with the best. Probably the big weapon for Micheal Nunn in this bout would be that uppercut. When he lands it, it really stuns Barkley, and it's there for him against Iran. There's the body work by Nunn. He and Barkley both renowned for it. Right hand misses by Barkley. Nunn is doing a much better job in this round of making Barkley miss and landing his own shots. They got tangled up there. We're in round 5. It's scheduled for 12. Micheal Nunn and Iran Barkley. In the first 3 rounds, it was a war. It settled down a little bit, though still an action bout. Competitive, though I would think Nunn is probably ahead on the scorecards at this point. Nunn has basically controlled the tempo. There's the uppercut against Barkley. Boy, that is the weapon. When Nunn boxes and gives Barkley movement, it's very tough for Iran to deal with. You can tell, just like when he fought Juan Domingo Roldan, Micheal Nunn is looking for one punch, and that's the uppercut. There it is. It helped him knock out Curtis Parker. It helped him knock out Juan Roldan, and he is convinced it will knock out Iran Barkley. We'll see. There it is again. Now it's landing with great success.